what I'm trying to do is come up with unique and fun ways. Hey, everybody, unique and fun ways to do some videos for the GTA. And we've got a Macavity MA2 here. Now, this isn't yours.
No, this is not mine. This is the MA2 25 cal.
Yeah, so this is the
Sniper.
Yes, 25 cal long, so it's the long version. And
Is it
25
longer?
cal, it is a little bit longer. It's a little bit longer, a little bit heavier.
Yes, I noticed it's heavier.
Okay. Also, no ATN optic. Will you survive?
I think I will.
Okay.
This is a Hawke optic, so it's a good optic.
Okay.
And I just checked downrange. Obviously, from here it's not good because it's a tiny white hole. But that's good. Yes,
Okay.
I can see clearly through that.
Okay.
That's nice.
So what we have a problem though. It's not sighted.
It's not sighted.
And you said, hey, can I sight it in? I said, you know what? This might be a really good tutorial for folks new to air guns. Yes, I mean, you've shot a lot of air guns, but for folks that have, if there's a particular area of trouble, you do struggle with scopes.
I do struggle with scopes.
Okay, so what I thought we could do is kind of go through, this is a Hawke Sidewinder. It's first focal plane, 4-16. Super nice scope, about $800 scope. So it's not a cheap piece of glass. It's a good piece of glass. But if you're new to optics, this can be overwhelming. And I've had people that really struggle because this has like all kinds of knobs and settings. And its first focal plane in and of itself can be a bit of a challenge because if we zoom all the way out, right, the reticle's like tiny. It's like this big.
Hello.
You can't even see the lines,
Like
right?
Pinpoints.
Right? But if I zoom in,
it gets bigger, which is nice.
Okay.
That's super nice.
Okay, so what happens with first focal plane, and the reason you want this, if you're shooting target at a fixed distance, you don't need first focal plane. Okay. Actually, if you're bench rest shooting and fixed distance, actually second focal plane I find better, personally, because when you zoom in, the reticle stays the same, so all of a sudden the distances between the hash marks get tighter. Okay, as you zoom out with a standard scope, the distances get bigger with a standard reticle. With this, they're the same.
Okay.
So if you're hunting different distances, like we talk about holdover, right? So like holdover 2 hashes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So if you are with this scope, you could be like, say, 10 power. And I say holdover 2 hashes, right? And you say, I can't see very well. Can you zoom in more? If I zoom in more, you're still going to hold in 2 hashes because if you notice the hashes, the distance between the hashes don't change.
Do it again so I can check. Huh.
Okay. Now
it just gets clearer?
Well, it just gets closer, right? But the distance, because the reticle grows with the picture, the same proportion as the picture, it's consistent.
Gotcha.
So if I put you on a second focal plane scope and I did that, the reticle would stay the same, but the picture would grow. So now you'd be 4 hashes holdover.
So you have to change the setting.
You'd have to know.
Where you're shooting.
You'd have to know your scope at every magnification, at every distance, what the hold it would be different every time you changed it.
Would you know that from the manual, or would you know that just from practicing?
You would have to dope what's called dope your scope. So you would literally, take a piece of paper, and at 50 yards, shoot at 4 power, shoot at 8 power, shoot at 10 power, shoot at 12 power, shoot at 16 power, whatever, and write down what each holdover would be at each magnification setting.
Oh, wow.
So trying to memorize that is no fun.
Especially when you have more than one scope.
Right. Or you change pellet, because if you change pellet, then it changes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So every pellet would be different. So it's like a whole thing, right? So it's much easier to remember two hash over or 2 mil over or whatever.
Sure.
It doesn't matter magnification, it just stays the same. So that's
ants.
Ants and flies and all kinds of fun stuff. It's super nice that way. Now, that's just the difference between first focal plane and second focal plane. I like first focal plane because if I'm hunting, or like here I'm shooting various distances, I'm from 25 to 100, and if I want to change my magnification and I'm doing my testing and doing my shooting, I just want to be able to shoot, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too.
And so I like it. But if you notice, like when you get down to like the 4 power, the reticle is very hard to see.
Oh yeah.
It's so small.
I mean, I have to put it on something bright in order to see it.
It's so tiny and so thin that it's hard to see it. So it's, I mean, they each have their ants.
Yeah, something's biting.
Oh, we get these little flies, And you wouldn't think a fly bites, but then we have these like little baby horseflies or something. They're really
Stinkers.
pains in the butt. So generally what I'll do if I'm running a second focal point scope, I'll just put it on 10 power and shoot there.
Okay.
And then I'm just consistent. I just don't move it off 10 power.
Okay.
But with first focal plane, if you want a little more zoom, you can go to 16. It won't impact your setup.
Okay.
Now, that's not the only adjustment we have. So that's this adjustment. That's not our first adjustment we need to deal with. So the first adjustment is this. It's called eyeball or eyeball focus, depending on who you talk to. But when you're looking through your scope, you have the reticle, which is your crosshairs, right?
Yes.
So if I were to do this, hold on. I'm just
Oh, nice hand.
I'm going to completely muck you up here. Okay.
Oh, wowza.
I bet you it's
Woo.
not clear now.
That is not clear.
Okay. So everybody has different eye. Like our eyes are exactly opposite. When we went to the eye doctor recently, they got our numbers crossed. And she's sitting there in the chair. Is it 1 or 2? She's like, I can't see anything.
There.
And then they realized that it was completely backwards. They had put my numbers on her chart, her numbers on my chart. So, yeah, I mean, this is what you're going to use to focus on the reticle itself. So what you want to do now is turn this in until the reticle, don't worry about the picture. You want the reticle perfectly clear. I might have got me.
The reticle perfectly clear. Okay, it's getting there. No, nah, I think it's double. There you go. That's better.
Is that clear?
That's perfectly clear.
Okay, now, here's the super important thing. There's a locking ring, and this is unique.
There are no numbers on here
There's
to
no
tell
numbers,
you where
no.
you're at.
Okay, there's a locking ring here.
Yeah?
So that reason that's important is some scopes don't have that. This is the Sidewinder, again, a higher tier scope. When you
just
lock
it in.
When you lock that, then it can't move on you, right? So some scopes, if it'll go out but not in.
Oh yeah, that's neat.
Okay, so now we're going to tighten that up. Now, here's the thing, is that it can't wiggle. Some scopes, and I have some that are lower, they're far more affordable, but you get all set, but they'll wiggle a little bit, and then you can wiggle it, and you'll watch your crosshair dance around the sight picture. It means you're not going to be consistent. It's not a good scope for consistency. If you bump it, you can be off. This one, because you lock it in, you can't go anywhere. You're fixed. So that's super cool. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we've already dealt with our zoom. You know how that works.
Yep.
But now we have, now we have what's called our parallax. I'm going to just throw you all out of whack here. Okay, so the other thing, parallax will be more noticeable, like if you're out of parallax, be more noticeable if you're on a higher magnification. So let me crank you to 16. And
it's blurry.
Blurry as heck,
In the
right?
middle. Yeah.
Okay, so
super
your
blurry.
crosshair is clear.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But your
The
picture, the
pictures
sight
is-
picture is clear.
yeah.
Okay, that means your parallax is out of adjustment. So parallax, it's not focus. Okay, people talk about focus. Focus is a secondary benefit of having parallax right. Okay, so you've got two focal planes. So you're looking here and you're looking here. When you get your parallax right, they line up, and then everything is in focus and in line, and it helps. It's really critical for like long range shooting. So if we're 50 yards, 100 yards, no big deal.
Gotcha.
But if you are shooting a firearm at 800 yards, you're going to want that dialed in. Okay.
Gotcha.
So what we want to do here is this is hard to turn. So you're going to grab hold of this.
The nubby things.
The nubby thing there. Okay.
Yeah.
Now look here. You have numbers here. You're at infinity.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
that.
So you know you're at 50
now
yards.
that is tight.
Yeah. So you don't want that wiggling around. So it is firm.
Good. Nice.
So go ahead and go down to 50 yards, or just look through it and tell me. Keep going. You're at 100 yards now. It's going to start getting clearer.
Okay, it's getting blurry again.
Okay, come back.
That's good.
Okay, if that's good,
That's good.
all right, so you've got a clear reticle,
Clear reticle, clear picture.
clear picture. So now everything's all lined up, right? Now what
Yes.
we don't know is are the crosshairs on target,
Sure.
right? So this has, some of them you have to take the cap off. This one you just pull up to adjust. Okay?
Okay, hold on. So you're saying, am I going to shoot it to adjust
Yeah,
it?
so
or-
what we're going to do, okay, so we're going to put this back on 10 power. So put that back on 10. And we have our target rock. Now, you guys, we don't have a camera on the target rock, so you just have to take our word for it. And you need to load your pellets because you haven't done that either.
Yes. Okay, 10 power. Looks good.
Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure our safety's on. So
Which
push
is
that,
in the
yeah, push that button over.
doodad.
Okay, grab your. Okay, now, you know how this is hard to turn? They
Yeah.
actually have a wheel
Oh, I've
that makes
seen
it
those.
so nice, but you can't get the mag out. So you're stuck. Airgun makers, load from the right, please. That'd be awesome.
And this faces down.
Yep,
Skirt up.
yep, and then just rotate it. There you go.
Whew,
And
this is toasty. Could you get my water?
Could
Do
I
you
fan
mind?
you? Want me to get a fan? Like,
Palm leaves.
yeah, lots
and
of palm
grapes?
leaves, maybe some grapes. You want your water?
Actually, grapes sound awesome
Grapes sound-
right
let me
now.
get your water for you.
Cold grapes.
How many pellets did you put in? Do you remember?
I didn't count.
Okay, I don't remember how
Probably
many.
should have counted. Right?
I don't know. I don't remember how many.
I
this
can't
was.
open it now and look. because
No,
I've
we'll
loaded
just
a
shoot
pellet.
them. We'll find out.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do, you know what? Let me show you.
There
let
must
me-
be at least 10, maybe 11.
I think there's 10. Let me show you. If you're going to start from scratch with a new scope and a new gun, let me show you how to zero your reticle.
Okay.
Okay, so it's highly tactical. Not really. You can count each click. That's really arduous, and like we're not going to do that. But what you're going to do is you're going to bottom this out. So you go all the way till it stops. Okay.
Did it stop?
It stopped. You don't want to over tighten it, so you
Okay.
just wait till it stops. Now we're going to go back. We're going to count how many little twists we have. Hold on, I'm going to do it.
I want to feel.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, no. That's what we're not going to do. 400 clicks later. Oh, let's go back 200. No. What we're going to do is just do twists. Like
Oh, twist. A full
1,
twist.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Yeah,
13,
we would have
14.
been here a while.
Okay, 15, right? So we'll go back 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a little bit. Now we're basically centered. And we're going to do the same thing over here. So we go all the way to we bottom out.
Is that really how you do it?
That's how I do it. Now just no, backwards twist it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so 11. So you go back 5.5.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little bit. Push it in. Okay, now that centers the tube in the scope, gives you a place of optical center. That's going to be where your scope is the most accurate. So what we're going to do now, we're optically centered. What I was getting to, if you're a bench rest shooter or one of those guys, what you're going to want to do is get adjustable mounts. So you actually, at this point, would get, you'd have adjustable mounts. You'd actually adjust your point of impact with your mounts first, and then just fine tune with your turrets. Okay, that's going to give you like the best possible performance and accuracy and consistency. But we don't have adjustable mounts, so we're just going to use our turrets.
Okay.
So what I need you to do is take it off safety and take a shot at our target rock, and I'm going to tell you where you hit. Okay?
Yep. Target rock.
So we're at 50-ish, 52, 53 yards.
And I need to center it on the bullseye. On
Yeah,
the
we're dead center of
What do you
where the
call it?
crosshairs, the
crosshair.
reticle, yeah. Just a little to the right, I think. Did you see where it hit?
I think it jumped to the right.
Okay,
yes.
so what I'm going to do is zoom out so that you can get a clearer picture.
That is not a clearer picture. I mean, it's
Clear, but it's
very far in the distance.
But see if you can see better where it hit.
High.
High right. Okay. So here, set it down for a second. The reason I did that is because when you're zoomed in, any motion is made bigger. Okay. So you may not see the impact as clearly.
Okay.
Where if you zoom out, granted you're not zoomed in tight on the target, right? So you're not shooting for precision here.
No, we are sighting it
We're
in.
trying to get about where am I hitting. You're hitting high right, so you need to move it down and to the left.
Okay.
So look at your reticles here. You have on the cap, it says what?
Up, left,
so you
one
go-
click,
So if we needed to go up, hold on.
which we don't. We need
You
to
go
go down.
Okay. So one click is 1/10 MRAD. Okay. we're not going to get into what all that means.
Thank you.
We can just, basically, we can say this, that, I know, I'm just smacking it.
Abuse.
Abuse. Basically, we're going to do this. This happens to use MRADs. Some scopes are 1 click for 1/4 inch at 100 yards. So if we were like a ways out, we were like inches off, if you clicked 1 click for a 1/4 inch at 100, 1 click at 50 is going to be maybe 1/2 inch. So how many clicks do you think you got to go to get that to even move where you're going to notice it?
I mean, I think I was only off maybe by an inch or two.
Oh, you were off by 5 or 6 inches to
Really?
the right. Yeah.
Okay, my eyesight's really bad.
Well, as you've never done this either, right?
No, I
so
haven't.
if you just go 1
And
click,
it was zoomed out, so it's
yeah,
harder.
if
for
you
me
go
to
1
see.
click, you go nowhere
Okay.
at this point, okay? So we're going to do 1/2 turn to the left, okay? So that's up and down. Here we have, look, if we go, what does that tell you?
Right, turn.
Counterclockwise is right.
Counterclockwise.
So we need to go clockwise to the left. Hold it, you got to pull it out. So these are locking turns, so you pull them out.
Yeah.
Now give it 1/2 turn. So this R,
Like a full.
yeah, so hold on. See this R here?
Yes.
Make it go over here.
All right.
Okay, now take a shot. Okay, and I don't remember if you cocked it or not. So
Safety.
is right. Push on that. There you go. So just in case.
I
you
did cock it,
okay.
I believe.
So go ahead. You're ready to shoot. Then.
Actually, I don't know if I did.
We'll find out.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay. Close.
I have no idea because I think I blinked.
Okay, try one more time. You're very close.
So I have a question. Would it be easier for me to shoot a target so that I could, like the green
once
targets?
you're in, I mean, you mean like the chicken or the green
Something
circles?
small, so just so that I can see where I'm hitting.
Once you get close, that's why I use the rock and the dirt bank.
Okay, because the rock and the dirt bank actually make it harder for me because I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the
hit
thing.
it.
You're going to hit that bank. You may not hit the target.
Oh,
So what you're
Okay.
trying to do is get close.
gotcha.
And once you're in the area of the rock, then you switch to the turkey,
Okay.
right? And then you switch to the bullfrogs, and then
Okay.
we switch to paper. Okay. So go ahead and shoot the rock. I think you're very close.
Oh, that was.
You smacked it.
No, that was. I pulled the trigger way too quickly. I didn't mean to.
Well, you actually hit the rock though.
But I wasn't aiming.
Okay,
I pulled the trigger too soon.
Okay, try again. You hit the rock.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. The trigger got you.
Yeah.
Okay, it was just a little bit high, I think. So if you take this, and we're going to do a 1/4 turn, okay, because you're not that high. Okay, so pull up. And you're going to turn clockwise. We need to go down. So like a 1/4 turn. Now, you move.
That's probably enough.
That's
then,
fine.
right?
Yeah. You're going to move the turret in the direction you need to move your shot.
Okay.
Okay.
With the
So if
turret.
you're high right, you need to come low left.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how you're going to move your adjustments.
Now I've seen you do this.
A tap it. Yeah, you don't need to
Why?
do that. You don't need to do that on this scope, because some of the cheaper scopes, it takes a couple shots for that tube. There's springs in there, so all that. You've got a tube in here, and you're pushing it, right? You're pushing it that way to move it, and there's a spring on this side that's
Okay.
pushing against you moving it.
Okay.
So, like on a affordable scope, sometimes it takes a couple shots for all of that to stop moving around. So by tapping it, it does that for you. But on this scope, you really shouldn't have to do that. But I do it out of habit since I've worked with a lot of cheap scopes. But you really shouldn't have to do that on this.
Okay. Rock again.
Yeah, rock again.
I don't think I cocked
You did
it.
not. Okay, let's go ahead and go for the turket. Okay, so aim dead center, and she's going. We have a turkey at 50
Can
yards.
I zoom in?
You
on
can.
this now?
Go ahead. Yep. So go to like 10 power. Start at 10.
Is
You're
that
at 12.
10? Okay, I couldn't see.
You're at 10.
Okay, the bright light behind it.
Okay.
Okay. Dead center.
Dead center.
Left.
High left. Okay, so take another shot, aiming dead center, and see if you hit the same spot.
Okay.
You might be out of pellets. Let's find out.
Oh, a little left. It's
Okay.
pulling left.
Okay, so you need to come to the right and down some.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to
So we're gonna go here,
so we need to go right. So
and
pull
we
out.
need to go right. So we need to go pull
and
it out
just,
and turn
just
it.
maybe 4 clicks. That's fine.
And
we'll-
down.
And go down.
So that
Probably
is
another 4 clicks.
this way,
Yep.
clockwise. How many? 4 clicks.
Yeah. You probably need to go a little more right, but we'll just see. Okay.
Okay.
Did you feel if a pellet went in?
I didn't feel, but I don't. I
Okay.
don't know the feel.
Okay. So go ahead and take a shot.
And if it doesn't, then we'll
Yeah.
load. Same spot.
You came actually a little bit more right.
Okay.
So let's come a little more right.
You want me to see if there are
Yeah,
any
go ahead and
pellets
pull
in
it,
there?
pull it out and see what we've got left.
One left.
Okay, go ahead and put it in.
Does that mean there's one loaded
No.
because I pulled it back?
No,
Or
you-
does it only load when I push it forward?
When you push forward.
Okay.
On this gun, when you push forward.
Oh, I had it angled. That's why it wasn't going.
Okay, now safety on.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move it to the right. Another 4 clicks.
Another 4 clicks.
And I think you can come down with it too. So,
Right is left.
and I think you can come down 4 clicks too.
And down is right.
Okay. All right.
And now it's loaded, so
It
just
is
take it off
safety on.
safety.
Yeah. So go ahead and take a shot dead center of the turkey.
I think I pull left.
You might, and if you're pulling left, it means you're probably biting too much on your finger.
Yeah,
so,
I put my
so-
finger too
So you
far
want
on.
to do like on the tip of your finger. So go ahead,
Tip
let's
of my
put,
finger.
let's get some more pellets in.
Oh,
there.
yes, because there's nothing in there.
And what I want you to do
Oh,
next time
and
you load it
that on safety.
is when you push forward, feel how
What
that
it feels like with the
yeah
pellet?
when it goes in. Yeah.
Okay. Is it different?
Yeah, you'll actually feel the pellet seep through the O-ring
Okay.
if you're paying attention. If you're not like whoosh, 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 right? I know.
Are you telling me I have to slow down? Seems
Yeah,
there's
you gotta
a-
slow down.
Seems there's a pattern there.
No.
It's a 10 pellet.
10 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
10 shot mags. Okay.
10 shot mag.
So compared to your 22, do you feel a difference? As far as
heard
the
a
gun?
difference on that.
As far as the gun, I mean,
I mean, it's heavier for sure. The scope's different, so the angle of my neck is different on this one than on the other one.
the ATN sits a little higher, so it's a little bit more comfortable maybe for you.
I was thinking the opposite. Oh, sorry. Yes, the ATN. This is a Hawke. Yes.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take another shot. And I think probably what we can do now is you can once we verify this, and on your don't grab so much of the trigger with your finger. So yeah, there you go. We're on the pad. Yeah, you keep scooching your finger all the way in.
Yeah,
There
I
you
do. It feels like and maybe I need to angle my hand differently.
Safety on. Oh, yeah, that's
Same
pretty good.
spot.
So let's move to the bullfrog targets. They're a little bit smaller, and they're going to give you a little bit better. They give you something smaller to aim at. I'm going to crank you to 16 though, like that. Should see those nice and clear now.
Mm-hmm.
So go for the big one. Let's see if you can hit it.
Thanks for the encouragement.
Let's see. Let's see where you hit it. How's that?
That's better.
Okay, let it stop shaking.
Low left.
Low left. Okay, let's take another shot. See if you're hitting it the same spot. I still think you're a little bit too far left, so we need to come right. But let's see. It's not that low. What's left though?
Oh,
Okay. That was
let
way
me try
left.
one more.
Okay. You're still sticking your finger in too far. There you go. Okay, where do you think you're hitting? I think
To
it's
the
pulling
left.
to the left. All right, so let's come. I'm going to bring you to the right some. Okay. So I went 6 clicks. Let's see where that gets you. Okay, that was good.
Same spot, a little more to the right, I think.
Okay. Let's move to the target to the right of that one, so a little bit smaller. It's really cool when you have those targets because if you're trying to dial in a gun, you don't have to go hang paper. Because the targets get smaller and smaller, it lets you refine your shots sort of as you go across the group of targets. I like doing it that way, and it's fun. You get to see them swing. Yeah, that was a nice hit. Where did that hit?
Low.
A little low, still a little low left, or just low?
No, it's low centered to the right. It's
Okay.
actually almost perfectly centered.
Okay.
It's just
Take another shot.
low.
Same target, take another shot. So I brought you up 4 clicks. Let's see where you're hitting.
That's centered, I think.
Yeah, that looks really solid. Yeah, that's a good shot. Now let's go to the next one over.
So I have a question about,
Okay.
what was my question? I don't know. Move
Alright.
on.
So go to the next one over.
Oh, you're shooting, we're changing this, but you could also just change where you put your
You can change
crosshairs,
where
right?
you aim, yes. And so
Okay.
you don't want to do that.
Why?
Well, because it'll be different everywhere you go. You want to get that center part centered and perfect.
Okay.
Okay, now when the wind's blowing or you change pellet and this pellet you know is just a little bit left, then you have all of those dot or all of those aim points in that scope to use to help you aim. Right?
Does your aim point change as if you get tired and stuff too?
You can definitely change your eye position. There's all kinds of things that can make it cause slight changes in your point of impact. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a nice hit. Satisfying, isn't it?
Oh yeah. That ka-ching,
Did you hit like pretty much dead center?
I hit left.
Just a fraction left? That may just be you. I don't want to move the scope.
I think
to look
it's
at it.
me. I think
Okay.
I pull left, but I also tilt the gun.
Yeah, so you want to make sure this scope is straight. So you want to make sure your reticle stays perfectly straight.
Should
If
I
you
move
see
on
yourself,
to the smaller one? Sorry?
go ahead.
If you see yourself, what?
If you see the reticle twisting like this, stop. You got to make sure it's dead straight.
The reticle actually looks pretty straight.
Okay.
So
And remember that you want to have good follow through. So after you shoot, hold still. Okay. Don't twist or turn. Nice. Where'd you hit it?
left. I shoot left. I think it just is me.
Okay. Now we can come like 1 click right.
Just so it doesn't go off the next target.
Well, we'll just do 1 click right. Go ahead and pull. Go ahead and let's take another shot.
Same target.
Sure, take another shot at that one. I mean, the little itty bitty one we can try, but that's a challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
You clipped it.
I did. Bottom right.
Okay, so maybe we went a little too far right. Sort of like going to the eye doctor.
Yeah.
This
This
or
or
this?
this.
Just like one little click, one little click. I mean, we're splitting hairs. If we're only moving 1 click, I mean, we really are splitting hairs here. Out.
Out.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I had my math wrong in my head. I got it backwards. So if we're 1/4 inch at 100 yards, we're half of that at 50.
Yeah.
So it's not double that. I had that wrong. It's half of that at 50. So let me check your
It's
error.
okay. I actually thought you meant half. So
It's, well, half of that. So it's like 0.12 of an inch instead of 0.25. So yeah, I mean it's when you're inside, and this isn't that. This uses 1/10 millirad. So it's like even maybe more fine. So yeah, it's tight.
Okay, so if these pellets don't drop down properly, you just jiggle it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's bright out here. Whew.
So,
And it's overcast.
yeah, it's sunny out there. So, Macavity 25. You like it like the 22? Or can you tell much of a difference?
I think I prefer my 22. In fact, I know I prefer my 22, but I think it's more the scope than anything.
You really like the ATN optic.
I loved that optic.
Yeah. Which is cool.
There's nothing wrong with this one. It's just I'm not used to the. If I move slightly, it turns black on one side.
Yeah,
or the
because
other.
so this is all optical. So the ATN, your eyeball is just looking at a screen, or your eyepiece just looking at a screen. So it's not as sensitive if you're not like dead perfect center. Like if this, using a scope takes practice. You got actually.
yeah.
I mean, once you get used to it, you pull up, you're on it. You sort of develop that muscle memory, but you haven't. And if you're trying to run 16 power, you got to be really precise. See, if I back it down to 10, it's more forgiving.
Yeah.
It's more, yeah. So if you go up to
The
16,
closer you get your eyes, the better it is.
but that depends on the eye relief of the scope, because every scope's slightly different.
Yeah.
So,
And actually, I'm not sure I said that right, because the closer I get to the scope, it blurs out.
yeah,
a
I mean,
little.
you got to be at the perfect distance, at the perfect angle for this optic. You can't go back out further.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're set if you want to take a few more shots at the smallest ones, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
Okay.
So, yep. And we have enough air to maybe do this bag, and then we'll be done. We run.
That was right, I
Okay.
think.
I can't see from here, so.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the big one first.
Okay.
I need to train my finger of where to sit, because that was almost bullseye. I have this habit of wanting to stick my finger
More,
over
you want to
almost
grab
to
more.
the
You
first
want
line.
to, yeah, you want to grab, and then you can, if you had,
It pulls it.
it can pull it, or if you don't have enough, it can push it. So yes, your trigger position is super important, and you're shooting off a bipod, which isn't like the most stable, and you've got it into your shoulder. So if this was like locked into something more rigid, you'd be. I mean, we're trying to shoot a target that's super small, so just a fraction of a change is going to throw that off. You smacked the crap out of that one.
Yeah, right in the middle of it. That one was a good shot. Yeah, I need to train my finger.
I think you just need more practice and more trigger time. And getting out here and doing this is a great way to do it. I love steel targets. I really love them, especially when you have them different sizes, because then you can just work your way down to the tiny one. And it trains your eye, trains your finger, trains you. You clipped it.
Bottom right.
Yeah. Now the target she's shooting at is maybe the size of a dime, maybe a nickel. So it's very small. Yeah.
That hit and spun nicely.
Yep.
That was left again. I'm going to try for the baby.
Okay. If you hit it, you should just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just call that a day. Yeah. But anyway, so that's how you.
While you're ahead.
Yes, yes. So that's how you sight in a scope. Did you learn anything?
I did. I learned a lot.
No.
So this is the parallax.
No.
Which part's the parallax?
This one right
That
here,
part.
yeah.
Okay. Does this have a name?
Those are turrets, adjustable turrets. Yeah.
Adjustable turrets. And that's for your
Up,
up, down,
down, left,
left,
right.
right.
Yep.
Okay. This one is your magnification.
Yep.
And this one is your eye.
It's for your reticle to make sure your reticle is clear.
Okay. And you can lock it down with the lock. Yeah. I learned a lot about scopes today. I did not know.
And you sight it in a gun.
Yeah. And I
So
shot and hit that
hit the
teeny tiny little
one,
thing that's the size of my pinky nail.
well, what we'll do is we'll go take some pictures down there so people know what you're shooting at. So
Okay.
yeah, but cool. Hopefully that was useful for you guys. We're going to try and do more of these kinds of videos, kind of informational, hopefully helpful. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. If you guys want to see them, they're all right here. So McCavity, Hawke, JSB, all of those guys are represented here on the table. So I want to say a huge thank you to those guys. So like Hawke is a great supporter of what we do here at Airgun Web, and so they're on this rifle. McCavity is, you know, a new sponsor for GTA, and JSB is just JSB, our Predator pellet. So thank you to everybody. Thank you guys for watching. That's gonna be it. Sue, got anything to say?
Thank you very much for letting me do that.
You're welcome.
That
See you
was
guys.
fun.
Bye.